side, we've been joined by its Deputy National Communication Officer, Malik Basintale. Mr. Basintale, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Let's begin from here. In fact, there were counter accusations that, both the NPP and the NDC actually shared money in the lead up to this particular election. And of course, you won. Does it suggest that the NDC actually shared more money than the NPP?
Sometimes I don't know why people want to justify their sins with an equalization. And I've heard a lot of people out there try so hard to also accuse the NDC of sharing some amounts of money. Anyone who knows how elections are won will tell you and give you the standard to which every election would be won on. I was on Eyewitness News before the election. I assured Umar. I told Umar that we had a strategy and we knew what we were investing our resources in. We knew how we were going to win the election, and we had a clear strategy to how the Assin North election was going to be won. I again said on this same platform that even if the MPP decided to share human parts or give free visas to heaven, we're still going to defeat them landslide, and we're going to defeat them with a margin that was more than what we did in 2020. We knew what we were talking about. We knew what we were doing. If it was about sharing goodies, trust me, my brother, the NDC wouldn't have gotten 1% in that particular elections. But because they do not understand electoral processes in this country, because they do not understand how elections are won in this country, because they do not understand how to genuinely go into an election, identify the location of the election, and determine what strategy to use in that particular jurisdiction. I knew they were on a wrong spear. I knew they had misfired. I knew they were going to lose woefully. I knew they were going to waste a lot of state resources. And at the end of the day, they were going to go back to their drawing boards, crying, accusing each other, and then blaming themselves for their own negligence and ignorance in electoral processes in this country. So I can confidently see that the NDC did not share money. The MPP shared a lot of money, not only money, so many other logistics, but we still turned out victorious because we knew how to win elections in the Assin North constituency.
But this strategy you talk about not necessarily being, voter influence, will you see is the ability of the NDC to have a robust collation process this time around? I'm saying this because we know that the problem of the NDC in elections actually has been issues of, collating your own results. But yesterday it appeared you did a good job with that. Is it because it was a one-off by-election, or it's something that the party is actually planning going into the larger election in 2024 so that you do not come back and cry foul for, result issues?
First of all, who diagnosed the NDC's problem to be a challenge of collating results? Who did that, those analysis? Who diagnosed the NDC? Which report stated that the NDC's challenge has always been
after the last election in 2024, your party, that's the NDC, actually raised issues with results. For which reason 2020? For which reason you even went to court to dispute the election result?
So the fact that we raised issues with the EC's collation meant that we were doing our collation effectively. If we did not do our collation, how did we realize that the EC's collation was wrong? If you do not do your collation, how do you determine when the EC's collation is wrong? It was because our collation was right, and we arrived at the conclusion that the EC's collation was wrong. And that was how come for the first time in elections in this country, the EC changed its results more than 9 different times. We identified the problem the first time, they changed their results, they admitted error. The second time, they admitted error. The third time, they admitted error. Until the 9th time, it was the NDC's vigilance. If we did not do a better collation, we would have been able to identify that. So,
but if you cast your mind back to 2020, after the general elections, your own party formed a committee going around looking or soliciting for what might have accounted for your loss in that election. And one of the key findings, actually, if I can end, one of the key findings actually was that the party itself was unable to do proper collation of its results. So that's the context in here.
I am a national officer. I sit at functional executive committee meetings. I sit at national executive committee meetings. There hasn't been any report that suggested that the NDC lost the 2020 election because we couldn't collect our results. All reports that we have found pointed to the fact that we lost 2020 because the MPP rigged the EC, changed its results on several occasions, and when we got to court, the EC chairperson refused to appear before the witness box to answer to some collation, shortfalls we had identified in our collation. She refused. And so, till date, we don't have answers from them. If she had appeared, she would have heard our side of the story. She would have answered to our collation we had done, and Ghanaian people would have seen the truth in that matter. But in Assin North, back to the substantive matter, in Assin North, we did a good collation. We did a good campaign. And mind you, coalition does not win elections in this country. No. Nobody votes for you because you have a better coalition system. Every Ghanaian will vote for a political party because you have a better message. And so we had a superior message to that of the MPP. If you listen to our campaign message in Assin North, my brother, you hosting this program would have voted for the NDC and choose James Achukwu because we had a good track record. Why? How is it difficult to explain to the people of Akomfuti that we have built a polyclinic for you? Vote for us again, and we'll add a second one. How is it difficult? How is it difficult to go to a village and tell them that what we have done for Akomfuti was because we just had a period of 1 year? Vote for us again, we'll give you a cheap compound. How is it difficult? But the MPP's message was that don't vote for a man who will go to jail. Don't vote for a man who will go to jail. Or else, if you vote for him, we'll arrest him. That was the only message of the MPP. All their resources, the IMF money and all other resources put together, you know what they used it to do? They went to Assin North. They were giving everybody 200 CDs. They converted some into buying logistics and they were sharing. They converted some into hiring macho men. And my car was vandalized yesterday by some hoodlums that were being led by the Ashanti Regional, chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Chairman Huntumi. He led them. They attacked my car. They damaged it. I was not perturbed because I was by the ballot box. I was monitoring whatever was happening there, and whatever they were doing to my car could not disrupt me. That is an intelligent electioneering process. That is an intelligent supervision. That is an intelligent vigilance. Monitoring of elections. You don't let people divert your attention. I stood there. Whatever they wanted to do, they couldn't because I told them you can burn my car, but I'll be here because I'm here for justice. I'm here for development, and I'll protect the ballot box. And that was what I did. So if you decide to invest all your money in hiring a group of hoodlums you have not employed as a party, macho men you haven't given jobs, you've gone to hire them to come and fight for you. You used all your money in sharing. Some parts of their money, they used it in hiring 5 VIP buses that brought very beautiful young ladies there. I saw those buses coming. Very fine girls from Accra. I didn't know what they were going to do with them. They brought them there. I'm sure those girls were properly dealt with. They finished everything and they came back to Accra. This is not how we win elections. So we went there with our single cast. We got there. We went to the people. We pleaded on them. We gave them our track record. We gave them our vision statement. We told them what the NDC was going to do for them. And we won this election by close to 5,000 votes. That was an impressive victory. And that should tell you that the NDC is a serious political party with a good message and a good track record. That was how we won the election. So it had nothing to do with sharing money. If it was about sharing logistics, trust me, my brother, the MPP would have beaten us to it because why? The IMF money, over 600 million, is in their coffers. IMF just gave us money.
Hold on, but you also raised serious allegations in there, saying that the government machinery actually brought in some girls to Assin North. What exactly did these girls come there to do?
You can call Chairman maybe Nanabi and ask him. I saw them.
You are making the allegations, so you have to
because
prove.
I'm telling you that I saw 5 buses loaded with fine MPP girls.
To do what exactly?
To call them and ask them. I saw them there. I don't know what they used them for. They were lodging in various hotels. I don't know what they were using those girls for.
Well, if you can't prove, then you can't make that allegation. Fast forward. Let's talk about the victory.
I can't tell you what I saw again. What I saw?
If you're able to explain further, I'll be grateful.
Oh, so I should tell you what they did to them in those bedrooms
Exactly, because you
I
are
was in the
alleging.
hotel room. Because I was in the hotel room. I wasn't there. But I'm telling you where the girls came from, what they were brought. Oh, their pictures are all over social media. I mean, some of them have started deleting those pictures. They were dancing, shaking body there, and they thought that was how they were going to win the election in Assin North. But we had a superior record, and we knew what we were about.
I see. So what does this victory actually mean for the party going forward?
It means a lot for this nation. At least what it tells us is that the injustice, oppressors rule in this country is only a temporal process. And in the long run, people would stand up to injustice and people will stand up to oppressors rule. It also means a lot to this country because, politicians will begin to understand that you can't take the will of the people for granted. If people bestow power in you, it is incumbent on you to deliver. It is incumbent on you to do more for them. You cannot just hire graders and rush them into the constituency because of a by-election and think that these are headless chickens walking about and will just vote for you because they've seen a grader working. No. The people have given you another 4-year mandate. You've been in power for over 6 years. What have you done for them? What have you given them? Which part of the national cake had been allocated to them? And so we politicians must learn lessons from some of these things. And the bigger lesson will be in 2024. President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia must know that they are on their way out of power. Ghanaians have risen and will never settle again. Ghanaians would stand up to their rights. Nobody can sit anywhere and determine who should lead them in a particular constituency. They own the constituency. They are the leaders of the constituency. They will vote for whoever they want to lead them. And so I think that this should be a lesson for the entire country. This should be a lesson to politicians. This should be a lesson to everybody, even including the judiciary. Everybody must understand that once the people determine who they want to lead them, you cannot deprive them of that right. And one of the things the people of Assin North kept telling us as a party is that, look, NDC, we are voting for you because we know your track record. We are voting for you because we know what you have done for us before. We are voting for you because we know you are honest people, you are genuine people, you are hardworking people, you are diligent people who have demonstrated goodwill in during the era in which we voted for you. And that was from the period of 2008 to 2016. And for the 4-year mandate President Mahama was president, we saw what you did for us. And so we will vote for you because of this credibility. Please, when you assume office, do not disappoint us. And I'm certain, and we have told them that you should know that we will never disappoint the people of this country. As for this group of nepotistic, corrupt, visionless, government that do not even understand where they are taking us to as a nation, I'm sure this should be a lesson to them. They should understand that the people of
I see, but briefly, is the party actually
never
mindful of the criminal proceedings to be faced by your parliamentary candidate?
Oh, we have started attending court proceedings. The demonstration of yesterday's election, I'm sure, should send a signal to whoever is sitting on this particular matter. We have also explained that James Jachukwesin's case is entirely different from Abu Sakandi's matter.
Okay,
this is a man who demonstrated a good intent of renunciation, and his renunciation was given to, certificate was given to him even before the elections. We are confident that even with all the judgments that have been passed, because the President of the Republic himself, who is a lawyer and we think should know better, has passed judgment on this man. He stood on a campaign platform. I don't want to use very harsh words, but I think that moving forward, there are things we shouldn't encourage. We as a new generation coming up should not tread on that path. You don't stand on a platform and pass judgment on a man who the Constitution has proven innocent, who the Constitution states that is innocent until proven guilty.
All right, Malik, let's leave it here.
We think that, this case is dead on arrival, and we look forward to whatever is going to happen. On the side, we thank everybody. We thank the rank and file of the party. We thank the very good people of Assin North for reposing this confidence in us. We can assure them that we will never deceive them. We would never let them regret this decision and this honor they've bestowed upon us. To the MPP, maybe they can think of where to invest their money next time and not invest in it in macho men and some fine girls and buses to Assin North.
Okay, very well. But I just want to bring to your attention an interview your General Secretary actually granted to us here on Citi TV. And then I want to read a excerpt to you. In the last few elections that did not go too well, our main problem was that We simply failed to collate our own results in 2020. That was a massive issue. We simply could not do that. So that is in reference to the issue of
who said that?
Fifi Fiavequete, your general secretary. But
He
we
said
want
we
to leave it
failed
here.
to collate our results.
Yes, exactly the words he
unless
said on. So maybe when you go to your national executive committee, as you said, you sit on, they will be able to look at this issue. But
right.
By Kadisala too, you'll be waiting for our goat and Salah food here in the studio.
You have not collected your good from the people who are sharing IMF money. You want to collect
Malik,
it from.
well, let's leave it here. Thank you so much.
Grateful, bro.
That's Deputy National Communications Officer of the National Democratic Congress, Malik Basintale, speaking to us there.